I, as a senator from South Carolina.
Thank you. I'd like unanimous consent to be to speak on behalf of Senator Hollings that's passing, along with my colleague, Senator Scott from South Carolina.
Without objection.
Thank you. Well, Senator Scott and myself come to the floor today to recognize a legend in South Carolina in this body, Senator Fritz Hollings, who passed away on April the 6th in Isle of Palms, South Carolina. He was 97. He loved the Isle of Palms. That was his place to be. He was born in Charleston, South Carolina in 1922. He graduated from the Citadel in 1942. He attended the University of South Carolina Law School. He served as an artillery officer in World War II, earned a Bronze Star, finished with the rank of captain. He was in the State House of Representatives from 1949 to 54. He became our governor in 1958 at age 36. He shepherded South Carolina through the turbulent times of the Civil Rights Movement. He urged the legislature to follow the law after Brown versus Board of Education. He established the best technical college system in the country. We say that with great pride. It was Fritz Hollings, who's the father of the South Carolina Technical College system, that's resulted in thousands of jobs being created and educational opportunity for millions in our state. As a senator, they called him the senator from Central Casting. He looked the part, he acted the part, and he sounded the part. He was the junior senator for 36 years, I think, in South Carolina, with Senator Thurman being the senior senator. When Senator Thurman retired, I was honored to be able to take his place, and Fritz was my senior senator for 2 years, and I just want to thank him and recognize what he did for me to become established in the Senate. He was kind, he was gracious. We did not agree on policy, but he could not have been a better friend. I spent half my time trying to interpret what he was saying on the floor. I caught about every third word. He's got this Charleston accent that even I can't understand at times. But nobody enjoyed their job more than Senator Hollings. Nobody was ever better at it. And when it came to South Carolina, Senator Hollings was able to move mountains. He was the chairman of the Commerce Committee, the Budget Committee. He's one of the great environmentalists of our time. The Ace Basin in South Carolina is a beautiful place along the coast where three major rivers come together. And it was Senator Hollings who established that, now and forever to be preserved. He helped establish NOAA, that's done so much for our oceans. He was part of the Graham-Rudman-Hollings Balanced Budget Act. He was always trying to keep our fiscal house in order. He was a champion of the military, being a World War II veteran himself. He always looked out for those in uniform. Senator Thurman and Hollings were giants of their time, and they really made a difference for our state and the country as a whole. And when it comes to having a distinguished career in the Senate, Fritz Hollings was at the top of anybody's list. He served for 38 years. He was a tireless advocate for the hungry, for hunger. He was trying to combat hunger and poverty before it was cool. He traveled all over this world to try to spread the good news about America. After Senate life, he established the Hollings Center for International Dialogue to create exchanges and dialogue between the United States and mostly Muslim populations. He was ahead of his time there, and for us to win this war on terror, we have to side with people in the faith who reject radical Islam, which is the overwhelming majority of people reject it, and Fritz understood that. He was a great husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather. He was my friend. He had the 8th longest tour of duty in the United States Senate in the history of the body. Yesterday, with Senator Scott, we passed a resolution unanimously. Every senator signed on honoring the service of Senator Hollings. There's so many friends of his in this body. The staff, former senators, all will tell you that Fritz was a force of nature. He had strong opinions. He would share them with you where you ask him or not. He knew what he was talking about. He was prepared. He was a fighter for his causes. He was willing to die for his country. And now he has passed, and the legacy for the people of South Carolina will be enduring. Our beaches and our oceans and our mountains and our rivers are better off for his service. Our educational system stands out on the technical school side because of his vision. He shepherded us through very turbulent times during the civil rights movement where other states were literally on fire. South Carolina had problems, but they paled in comparison to most because of Senator Hollings' leadership. He was a lawyer. He loved the law. He was my friend, and Senator Scott is from Charleston, and both of us have got tough acts to follow when it comes to being senators in South Carolina. And the Senator Hollings way was to fight for your causes, work across the aisle, and know what you're talking about before you speak, and try to do it with good humor. What more can you say? From the time he was a young man in Charleston until he passed away on April the 6th, he was always fighting for his causes. He loved his state. He delivered for the people of South Carolina. When it comes to the Senate, he was a legend. His presence was felt up here. His legacy's enduring. He fought the good fight. He was a faithful servant, and now he will enjoy an eternal rest. To his family, I know you're grieving, but you have much to be proud of. To the people of South Carolina, it's not about being a Republican and a Democrat in terms of service. It's about how much you love your state. No Republican, no Democrat ever loved South Carolina more than Fritz Hollings, and no senator has ever made more of a difference than Senator Hollings. So Senator Scott and myself will do our best to keep up this good man's legacy. We'll have different policy choices. We'll go down a different political path, but we'll be ever mindful of the way we do our job. And the way we do our job matters as much as what you do. And let it be said that when it came to doing his job, Fritz Hollings did it professionally, effectively, and with love and passion. Now I'd like to recognize Senator Scott.